It seems your outlook is quite optimistic. You have a very optimistic look on the continent. And the reason for that is the rapid changing advancement of technology and the inbuilt resilience and adaptability that the young population of Africa already has to grow up in. So I think I'm just trying to summarize what I've learned here. So I'm thinking that the having that backdrop of being able to adapt and shift and change to stuff mix with the power of AI and technology, the power to be able to learn anything and try new things and try it very quickly, you believe will mean this will catapult Africa forwards a lot faster than everybody thinks.
I think so, yeah. And that's notwithstanding the inevitable challenges that will be faced by the continent, such as the climate crisis, which we mentioned
Mm.
earlier. But, I think I'm always optimistic in terms of the future. I think that the future will be, over the long term, better for us. I think that we're probably going to see some quite weird shifts and things that make us deeply uncomfortable in the nearer
Mm.
term. And things maybe bad before they get good. But I think things will be better, not just for people on the continent, but
Mm.
for humankind generally.
Okay, I
So
love this.
yes.
What we've learned is we don't have to do education the way the West, the Europeans brought it in colonization. We can throw that module out and just try a new type of education that is allows you to adapt to an ever-changing world. We have the resilience to try it out. Technology now allows us to do more things than we could do previously just on our phones and with the rise of AI. And then the final one is the social responsibility of education and being able to use education for good on the continent and to change the mindsets and civic education, help people on the continent and Africans globally understand their self-worth, their belief, their power. Those are four cool things.
Yeah, I would never throw anything out. I think the importance is to be open to anything that shifts, yeah, and be ready to ride that wave. It looks like you remembered something.
Yes, I did. When we were talking about energy, AI using a lot of energy and technology using way more energy now, it got me thinking about the infrastructure behind this energy and the
Yeah.
fact that most of it is built in the global north. And that
Mhm.
even if we were to do all this, I was just trying to be a Debbie Downer on your optimistic outlook,
Mhm.
basically. But I was thinking, even if we were to use our inbuilt resilience as Africans and use technology to think ahead and the incredible human capital that's there to be innovative and just try to leapfrog what's happening in the global north. The infrastructure for all of this technology is built by the global north and owned by the global north. So they can always bring us down. Like they can always stop that growth if they need. They have a control of that over that growth. Infrastructure like the satellites, infrastructure like the data centers where all of this AI machines, CPUs and GPUs are running. Like huge organizations like Meta, Amazon, Google are now looking at building power stations next to their data centers because of the amount of energy that these GPUs are taking. They're looking at quick ways to build their own power stations so they can be in them. So all this infrastructure is built by them. So if they wanted to stop the growth in the country, in the continent, technically they still have a lever to pull. What would you say to that?
At the moment, yeah, I'd say that's true. But yeah, Moore's law has been superseded, right? I think Moore's law corresponds with that whole nature of producing more for less. Yeah,
Mm.
I think that will continue to be the case, and technology will itself become a great leveler. The more technology that you put in the hands of people, the more they will be able to produce the kinds of innovations that will, at some point, be able to get around some of those blockers.
Infrastructural blockers?
Yeah, those infrastructural blockers. Yeah. I think you'll also see a proliferation of the kinds of organizations that are able to do this. You're already seeing it. We can look at the UK, for example, and say that there are two organizations, both based in America, who control most of the technological tools that we use on a daily basis, Google and Meta. Yeah.
Mm.
But there's also,
Microsoft as well.
yeah, there's Microsoft, but there's also TikTok. TikTok was around 5 years ago. Nobody would have
Yeah.
ever conceived of one of the world's leading
Social
social
media.
media channels coming out of China, or even one of the world's largest online retailer coming out of China. Yeah,
Timu. Is that Timu?
Shell.
Sheen.
Yeah. And I could name so many more, right? The world's largest tea producer. Yeah, China. And let's not forget, it was only about 25 years ago that people were saying, oh, China, interesting what's happening there. It's going to be a great market for us to sell things into. Brilliant. Let's get in. Yeah. And yeah, China is great and everything, but they don't pose a threat because they're brilliant copyists, but they're not really good at innovation. Yeah, do you remember that
Yeah.
kind of thing that we used to hear? Nobody
Yeah.
says that anymore, right?
Now they see China as a big threat.
Yeah,
Now they're afraid of China.
exactly. So nobody says China can't innovate. China are great copyists. And in fact, people are having to pull out of China because they're just not, they can't quite get into that market in a way that they initially wanted to. I mean, you've got these imminent trade wars that are about to happen. So, and if we think about Africa in that context, right now, if you think about the growth of the population, not just the young population, but the population in general in Africa, the growth of the middle class in Africa, those are huge markets. Nobody wants to cut out their future customer. So they won't cut out their future. It will be seen as a market for growth. Yeah. But then probably what most people won't see is a market for competition. And it will inevitably become that.
Because we will build our own infrastructure on the quiet, on the low.
Yes, and you already see these kinds of things happen, right? Angola's making its own EVs, so I mean, you're seeing this kind of thing happen, right? Slowly, quietly, under the radar, not necessarily even under the radar, but just below the radar of what most people are looking at. Before China, it was South Korea, right? South Korea and North Korea back in 1973 had exactly the same GDP.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born in 1973, right? Exactly the same GDP. And now look. Yeah. So things change. And I would say less than 50 years, people will be looking at the continent very differently. It will have its absolute stellar examples of growth. It will still be struggling in ways, but then so will Europe.
I'm excited. This is making me so excited because of, like I said, the educational platform that I'm building is one that is focused around education, but is also focused around enabling people to create engaging educational experiences.
Yeah.
I'm deliberately moving as far away from the traditional institutional education that we know into something that is more engaging, more interesting. And I'm building this platform to enable educators and creators to be able to create these cool experiences and share it with the world. And I'm building it with Africa in mind. So the more you talk, the more I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. I feel like I'm on the right path.
And that's why every time I speak to you, Hamid, about your platform, that's why it's exciting to me. Yeah. The fact you and I have had this conversation now, you can see where my mind is going every time we have a conversation, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
he's on something here. It could be big. So yeah, absolutely. I think there's lots to be excited about.
I have one more question.
Yep.
It's about, this is like a proposal to you. If you were in charge and you were to design a global strategy that could harness Africa's youth population for economic and social transformation, what sort of things would you do?
Really good question. I think access to learning platforms, self-directed learning platforms, I think would be hugely important. Making better connections within continent as well. It's crazy that, for instance, right now you have to fly out of the continent to fly back into the continent to get to a country that shares a border in Africa, in some cases, right? Both in terms of transport and information infrastructure, I think building connections and political connections across the continent. I think I would also look to disseminate technology to as many people as possible at an early age and just get them used to using the technology.
When you say technology, you're talking about the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a powerful tool, right? But you need infrastructure alongside that. So you need mobile networks, you need high-speed networks, all of the things that we take for granted in the global north.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
For this interesting conversation. Obviously, we're going to continue our conversations as we do on a bi-weekly basis because, like I said, Owen is a great mentor to me and we talk a lot. And I think he was around the beginning areas of my entrepreneurial journeys where we met, where originally I wanted to do a African social sciences streaming service, and then I pivoted to Jali, which I was building, and then that's when I met you. And since then I've been growing, and look at the ideas growing even more. Who knows where it's going to be when this podcast eventually comes out. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time. I appreciated the conversation.
No, thank you. I really look forward to our continuing conversations, and I learn so much from you and what you're doing. And so thank you, seriously, for being my educator.
Hey, we learn from each other. Amazing. All right, awesome. Thank you guys for listening. And that is it for this episode.